Okay, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about to get started. Ask me anything. Ask me anything. Go ahead and hop on in here, everybody. Hop on in here. We're doing Ask Me Anything. Welcome, welcome, everybody. About to get started in a second. Oops. Okay. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay, everybody, we're going to do Ask Me Anything. You can place your questions in the chat. We're live on Victory Life Podcast 7603 on YouTube. So you guys can go ahead and start popping your questions in the chat. You can literally ask me anything at all, and I'm going to answer your questions. So go ahead. You can ask me anything. It could literally be, Bible, it could be health, family, kids, relationships. You can ask anything you want, and I'm going to answer your questions. And sometimes you just need a female to ask a question to. So go ahead and pop your questions in the chat. You guys can ask me anything at all. So, hey, Weston, welcome, welcome. How are you? We're doing Ask Me Anything. Be sure to subscribe really quick and be sure to like the button really quick. And come on back in because I'm doing Ask Me Anything. And I want to make sure that I answer all y'all's questions. So hop on in here. We're doing Ask Me Anything. That means you can bring any question to me that you're looking for advice for. It means you can ask me personal questions. Really, it means any of those things. Hi, Niwash. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, today's Ask Me Anything. So, everybody, go ahead really quick, hit the subscribe button. Everybody, really fast, subscribe right now, boom, at the same time. And everybody, really quick, like all at the same time. Everybody, hit the like. For folks on TikTok, be sure to come on over to YouTube, Victory Life Podcast 7603. Today's Ask Me Anything, meaning you can ask me anything in the whole wide world, anything, put it in the chat. I'm going to answer your question. Everybody, go ahead, ask me anything. Line up your questions because that's what makes the segment good. If you guys have really good questions, it's a really good segment. So, everybody, TikTok, come on over here to Victory Life Podcast 7603. Folks in YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button really fast and also like button really, really fast so that we can get a whole lot of people in here and we can get all of their questions so that everyone can benefit from everybody's crazy questions. So, welcome everybody. Okay, I got my questions starting to come in. Everybody from TikTok, come on over here to YouTube, Victory Life Podcast 7603. Come on over. We're doing Ask Me Anything. That means I'm going to answer any question that you post. Put it in there. You don't have to clean it up. It could be Bible. It doesn't have to be Bible. It could be health. It could be something that you want to ask just a woman. Put your questions in the chat and you can ask me anything and I'm going to answer your questions. All right, so let's go. I see some questions already in the chat. Let's go. Folks on TikTok, come on over here to YouTube, Victory Life Podcast 7603. All right, so I'm good, Weston. I'm good. I'm good. Niwash, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Weston says, I really like your fit. I love it when compliments come as a package. Like, I'll keep it real with you. When you give like a whole battery of them, I'm like, that sounds like my personality. Thank you. Thank you so much, Weston. I appreciate it. Hi, Relatable. Welcome. Welcome, Relatable. Relatable videos. Is that because you produce relatable videos? Because if so, I like that. Everybody, really quick, hit the like button and really, 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 really quickly subscribe. Boom. hit the subscribe button right now, like button right now. You can ask me anything at all, literally anything, and I'm going to answer your question. So, guys, for people on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube. Victory Life Podcast 7603. I'm going to take all of your questions, any and everything. And it could be about me. It could be about you, about your family, your friends, your kitties, your relationships, your boyfriends. It could be about your like scandalous situation. Put it all in the chat. I'm going to answer your questions. Okay, first question that I have in here is, so you do relatable videos, but you started lip syncing. Okay, all right, relatable. I like that. I like it. There's nothing. Look, I don't really lip sync. I'll just go ahead and sing, but I am epically good at karaoke. So that is like my guilty pleasure. I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I love doing karaoke. So yeah, the whole thing is, yeah, I've been caught online doing karaoke. People find me every now and then, and I think it's pretty cool. All right. I have another question. What's my favorite top 10 TV show and movie? Ooh. I watch absolutely no television. No, none. I watch no TV. No TV at all. If I was to say what I watch the most, I probably watch like YouTube stuff more than anything. Than I watch like television shows. I recently caught what was it, 911, the show with the like EMT paramedics and all, and I thought that was a good one. I caught that recently. I mean, I caught it and I thought it was good. So like, I don't really catch stuff. I love every movie about weddings. I love every single movie. I love all romantic comedies usually. My favorite ones that are coming to mind right now are um, I liked Wedding Planner was like my favorite. I don't know. I know it's not like that good of a movie, but I loved it. You got Matthew McConaughey, you got J Lo. I'm good. I like that one. I like Bridesmaids. Um, that was a good one because of the comedic action going on in that one. Um, yeah, I love romantic comedies. I love all romantic comedies. I think they're great. And thank you about my curls being cute. Um, okay, and then I see Weston Girly on Sunday. I did a walk for club. It was it for best what? I don't get that one. I missed that one. What am I doing for Easter? Um Probably nothing, y'all. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably doing nothing for Easter. Um yeah, I'm probably doing nothing for Easter. I'm probably doing nothing for Easter. I'll probably like write a nice long Facebook post and celebrate the Lord Jesus for Resurrection Sunday. That's probably what I'll do for Easter. Actually, I'm not planning on doing anything because Easter, like, I'm not technically out of school until the end of April. So, I might be hunkered down writing a paper, to be quite honest with you. I would like to be done by Easter, but honestly, I don't even know exactly what day we're celebrating Easter right now. I don't even know what day that is. So, yeah, that's what's up. But Thank you, relatable. Okay, the next question I have is my top favorite movie. Like I said, Wedding Planner and TV show. I would say if I had to say top TV show, I'm gonna have to take it back to the archive. It's gonna probably be Friends because that's like what I always watch when like I'm feeling under the weather. Is I'll like to put on an episode of Friends. I don't know. It's crazy. It's just like it's like it gives me comfort. Like it just gives me comfort. I can't explain it. Um and then can we be besties? You're starting to be my bro and my homie and my dude. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I'm glad that you're enjoying the stream. That's what I think is great. And yes, we could be, look, we're here. We're here. We're here. Do I like Trump? Yes, I do like Trump. I'm super duper conservative, believe it or not, even though I was raised like in a Democratic family, I'm extremely conservative. And it took me a long time to get there. Took me a long time to understand underpinnings that that's what I was. It took me a while. But yeah, I'm a conservative because I have conservative values. That's number one. Because I'm like a super duper Bible believing Christian. That is how it all happened, and it took me a minute to figure out that that's what it was. Because first I was like, I don't know how much I agree with this or how much I agree with that. I just know what I've seemed to value. And so then I like kind of looked at the platform and I kind of existed for a long time. I voted independent for some time. But at one point I was like, oh, wait a second. I believe in the Bible. I'm pro life. I've definitely I'm fiscally conservative myself. Like I don't just spend all the money that I have just because I can. So I just kind of, after a while, I was like, oh, okay, like this lines up with my faith, my beliefs, and that's what I am. So yeah, but I love you even if you're not Republican. I love you. I love you the same. Um, okay, do. I see. What's my favorite color? Okay, what's my favorite color of all time? I don't know. I'm gonna say it changes on different days. I think I've been known to love me some pink, and it's getting dark, so I'm probably gonna put my light on. That may tell you what color I like the most. But I love a nice pink. I absolutely love to wear teal. I think I look good in teal. I love royal blue because I look good in royal blue. And I used to wear black all the time, but I woke up one day and had an epiphany that I don't have to wear black. I could just wear whatever color I want. But I can tell you what I don't like is I don't like prints. I don't like prints. Like if I'm gonna wear like leggings or something, I have a tendency towards solid colors, neutral things, very clean, pastel kind of stuff. Clean colors, your teals, your olives. Like I do like black, obviously, but it gets a little weird when I see patterns. I don't like patterns on other people either. So it's not like I just don't like it on me. I just don't like patterns like on most people either. It's no offense or anything if you love patterns. It's just like my personal thing. Um, every now and then I'll pull off some polka dots, but that's not like I gotta be in the mood for it. I gotta be feeling like over the top girly, and it's if I'm wearing polka dots, it's probably like an A-line dress, and I'm wearing my heels, and I'm like having a whole girl moment. So, question was next: do I play any sports? I don't play any sports. The closest I've gotten to playing sports is probably cross country. Cross country, like, long distance running. That's probably the closest I've gotten to playing any sports. I'm not that great at sports, and I'm also not really competitive. Like, I don't think you want me on my team because I love everybody, and I don't really like. Who cares who wins? I'm like, I'm there for celebrating and for talking. So I'll be like I'll be over there talking to the people who are not even on my team and stuff. And then what's my do I have special needs, or do you think I can do anything? You said I have special needs, and do you think I can do anything? So if you have special needs, um, then I would say first, what do you love to do? Like, what do you love to do, and what are you good at doing, and what do people compliment you on? Especially if you have special needs. If you have special needs and you're on YouTube, I have a sneaky suspicion that you could do like a channel and do something and come online and really encourage and engage other people with special needs. So if you have special needs, there are plenty of people who become the face for special needs related things, and that could also help like give you kind of like a second ambition, a second level of excitement, but it also earn you some money. So yeah, and if you like cooking, everybody likes a good cooking show. So yeah, you can always do that too. Do I join? Do I join any clubs? Um, the only clubs I've joined is like a pool club in Atlanta. I was part of like a pool club. Not that I know how to swim, but I know how to look pretty at the pool. And then I was in a club like a botanical garden club where like there's just you can go there unlimited times and look at all the beautiful gardens. And then I was in this club to go hang out at the mountain. Like there was a mountain club. So if you ask me like what do I actually do, is I'm always doing Latin dancing. I haven't done a lot of it while I'm in school this semester, but I will be back doing it in the summer. Yeah, you guys ask me anything. Ask me anything at all. Someone asked me what's my favorite childhood memory. Okay, I don't know my favorite memory, but I'll tell you a funny memory that comes to mind. It just I don't know why this one came to mind, but it's like the first thing that came to mind. So I guess you guys are in for a cute story. My favorite childhood, not my favorite childhood memory, but one of my funny memories is I went to this. What do you call it? It was what do you call it? It was like a sometimes my brain goes Spanish, y'all. So I keep wanting to call it fiesta. I went to this y'all, that happens. When she's learn a second language, sometimes your brain gets all jumbled up and you think of a word in Spanish and like right now I can't think of the word as English. So anyways, uh I went to this thing. It wasn't a fiesta actually. It's not the right word. I went to this, it wasn't a circus and it wasn't a party. It was like Six Flags and all that, but indoors. It was like one of those amusement park things, but only indoors. So they called it the. Oh my God! Don't make me call my mom and ask her what it's called. They called it the. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe really fast while you're in here. They called it the. Oh my God! What do they call it? I gotta think of the name of it. The Super Fair. They called it the Super Fair. So it was like an amusement park, all indoors, inside of a stadium. And one of my funny childhood memories is like, I'm not much of a risk taker, y'all. Like, I like both feet planted firmly on the ground. I don't like roller coasters and stuff like that. That's like, none of that stuff is my thing. Like, you won't really catch me doing stuff like that. But I was a kid and I went to this amusement park. It was called the Super Fair, and it was held inside of the New Orleans Superdome. And people that from back in the day know exactly what I'm talking about because the Super Fair came every year, and it was inside of the dome, and you had rides, different rides and stuff. And so they had different play activities for children. So I wasn't even on a ride. I was crawling up this ladder thing, and it had like this little plastic tube, and you have to do all this crawling up the rope, crawling up the ladders, like crawling, and then at some point you have to you get to the top of it, and then you've got to come back down. And to come back down there was like this tube, like imagine like a PVC pipe. There was like this tube that you have to like slide down to get to the bottom. And I looked at that tube thing. Like, you have to remember, I'm like kind of a risk averse person. I'm not into like taking like the wild chances with things, and I already climbed up the rope and the this and the that to get to the top. And when I looked down and I saw what looked like I'm supposed to like scroll down a chimney, something as skinny as a chimney. And, I was a little thick, by the way. I wasn't like a skinny mini at this time. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna fit. I think I'm gonna get stuck. I don't know how this is gonna go. So rather than my mom was like, go on, Hannah, you can do it. And I was like, I took one look at that little skinny tube, and I was like, I'm not about to go down that thing. I went down the opposite way. The way that I went up to crawl to the top of the thing, I went down the rope all the way opposite way. I literally went back down the way that I came because I would not go down that tube. I would not do it. So yeah, that is me. Um, what do I think about flying cars? I think it's cool. I think it's going to be hard to regulate it, but I could use a flying car in Atlanta with all this crazy Atlanta traffic. I think it's cool. I like all of those cool technologies. What man will end up doing with it, I'll never know, but I do think it's cool. I feel like it reminds me of like being a kid and watching the Jetsons. So that was where like you watched a cartoon and they had flying cars, and that was like the norm on that cartoon. So I loved it. So I actually love the idea of it. I think it's cool. I'm gonna go back and catch some of these old ones. And you guys that are on TikTok, you can ask me anything. Um, I don't know the Minecraft movie. I don't know that movie. Special needs, favorite color. Yeah, I don't know Minecraft. I don't know that movie. I'd have to know about it first. What inspired me to do YouTube? Hmm. You know, if I had to walk it back, I used to watch a lot of Isaiah Saldivar, and he was a young minister. And when God put in my heart to do ministry, I was like, okay, well, how can I do it? Because no one knows me, but the internet can know you. The internet can know anyone for anything. And I thought, well, I'll just do it there. So, who planted the seed? Probably Isaiah Saldivar. Yeah, he's a Christian preacher online. Bum, bum, bum. I got other questions in the chat. What's my favorite holiday? I've always loved New Year's. I love New Year's a lot. Um, yeah, New Year's is my favorite holiday, I would say. Um, let's see. You guys go ahead, pop it in the chat if you have a question. Do I like the Trailer Park Boys? I don't know what that is. It's probably a television show, and I probably wouldn't know it because I don't watch a lot of TV. Do I have pets? I don't have any pets, but I have a part-time cat because there's neighborhood cats that float around, and I feed the neighborhood cats, and then they kind of hang out, and then other ones come, and then yeah, so now they've got a food tray, they've got food in the garage. Like, I've got food for them. I'm ready for them whenever they come over and visit. But they're not my cats. I don't own them. I call them my part-time cat. They do have names. I was walking around the neighborhood and I bumped into my neighbor. My neighbor, I was showing her pictures of the part-time cat that I had, and she's like, "That's Midnight," and I was like, "You're feeding this cat too? This cat's double time and cheating on me," and we laughed. So I don't have any pets. What's my favorite drink? Right now, I'm in the mood for like a pina colada or strawberry pina colada with like just a frozen drink. I like sweets. Yeah, and non-alcoholic. That's what's up for me right now. Something that tastes milky, frozen, sweets. That would be good. Coconut and pineapple right now would be epic. If I had something that had avocado, frozen, lime, that would be epic. Yeah, that would be good too. I'm a girly, by the way, and what inspired you to do YouTube? Oh, you're a girly. I didn't know that, Weston. Yay! I love my girlies. What am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm gonna work in the morning, and it's about time I do some homework. I have homework for school. I've got a paper to write. I've got a couple papers to write. um, and then I gotta do taxes this weekend, like all the regular folks in the world. Um, Craziest thing that I've ever done or never done. Crazy. I'm gonna assume that's craziest thing that I've ever done. Hmm. Hmm. Too many legal repercussions. For my own safety, I better not answer that question because too many legal repercussions. I've done crazy enough stuff that I probably should have gone to jail for a thing or two. but um, but I didn't, and that's all that matters. But I didn't. I didn't get caught, and I didn't get in trouble for it. So that's all that matters. But the craziest thing that I'm trying to think. The craziest things I've ever done are like, I mean, I was singing Celine Dion in my car, yelling and screaming and singing it, and got pulled over for a big old fat ticket. I mean, that there's proof of that, so I can admit to that one. My dream car, I don't have a dream car right now. I still like Mercedes. I have a Lexus. I still like Mercedes, but I feel like if it was, is it the Audi R? Uh, I can't think of it, the sports car version. But see, the thing is, I don't like bucket seats. So I used to be crazy about sports cars, but I don't like bucket seats anymore. So I'm no longer crazy about sports cars like that. I do like them, but I like them quiet, and I don't want a bucket seat. And they all have bucket seats They're nowadays quiet, but they all have bucket seats. So I don't like bucket seats. I don't want to feel like I'm in a bucket. So that ruins it for me with most cars. Otherwise, I would have try to get me one. I do like the Jaguar with the convertible top. I do like Mercedes. Obviously, I have a Lexus, so I drive that and I like that. But um, yeah, Jaguar, Mercedes, Lexus, the sports car version of Audi, not the regular one. And that's about it. I mean, even BMWs, I don't like them. I don't like them all. So yeah. Do you like SpongeBob? I've actually really never watched SpongeBob. I've never really watched it. I'm more of a Dora the Explorer kind of a girl, if that helps. What do I do for fun? I do Latin dancing. I teach salsa dancing and bachata, and I dance those dances too. What did Iron Man? I don't know what Iron Man told Hulk. I don't watch those things. Um, let's see. What should I get my boyfriend? I don't know. I would have to understand age, relationship status, if you're married or not. I would have to know lots of questions. Like, I mean, honestly, I think if you're like young and in high school or junior high, I think of something nice that you can do and create and make something would be really nice. And I also think if you're super rich and you could buy them anything in the world and you typically do buy them anything in the world, then those heartfelt gifts exactly the same thing. So I think where you start off in life, once you quote unquote achieve all the things, I think that's where you end up going back to, because those are the most meaningful things, are gifts that come from the heart. Now, if you're kind of in that middle phase where you're, over there trying to impress people, then I think you have to put first a budget together and stick to the budget. And like for instance, I had a boyfriend that got me a $500 iPad, and although I really needed an iPad and I really wanted an iPad, he didn't want to spend time with me for my birthday. He wanted to spend my birthday with a whole nother girl, like hanging out as friends and like going to her birthday party on my actual day of birth. But then he wanted to buy me an iPad. And I was like, I would rather somebody eat chicken noodle soup and stay home with me than buy me a $500 like guilt gift and then run off and leave. So that gift I gave back to him because I was like, clearly you're not serious about me, because you can't buy a girl an iPad and then skip out the back door. That doesn't work that way. So yeah, I would say get a budget and stick to the budget. If you're younger than 21, I cannot see spending more than $50 on any gift. Period. If you are like engaged, then I don't know what you might get your partner, but you have a lot of wiggle room because you're engaged. You already got them. Um, do I feel like you understand me. Can you pray for me? Because yes, because you need to find a job. Yes, I can pray for you. I definitely will pray for you before I hop off of here. Can you teach me how to put my hair up? I'm trying to think what's the best hair up scenario that you could do. But hair ups are cool. I think the coolest hair ups are ones that are like all those twisties, which I don't really do because they're always so time consuming, but where you like make a part and then you do a twisty and then you put it up, I think those are so cute. I think everyone looks good with those because it's not an actual braid, but it's like a twisty and then there's a ponytail. I don't know. I never do it because it takes too long. And I never have time for extra stuff, seems like. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Married and doing ministry. Maybe married and doing ministry full time if I'm like super lucky and my husband's super supportive and loves me. But if he doesn't love me or if he's not super supportive, then I'll just be doing ministry part time and working because what else can I do? Um, let's see. Oh, he's 22. Your boyfriend's 22. All right. I would say think of what he I like practical gifts. I like gifts that someone's going to use, so that way even if they don't like it they can just use it. So think about like a tie if they're into fancy things like dressing up, a belt. If they need a new wallet, like look and see what they need. If their wallet's kind of raggedy, you can get a wallet for like less than $50 probably. um, Obviously stay away from jewelry. You can't buy that for like less than $50. um, tickets to an event, something that you guys can, like an experience you can do together, like a movie or something like that. Um, you could actually get takeout, and then surprise him with, like, it's not about getting the takeout. It could be like Chinese food, and then you just like really dress up and really decorate. Like, I got my boyfriend one time like cupcakes, assorted variety of cupcakes, and decorated everything really nice and pretty, and he really appreciated it. Um, but if he's super like into muscles and fitness, maybe don't do cupcakes, because they're gonna be like, if I eat this, it doesn't go along with my values. So I learned that lesson from dating the people who eat protein bars all the time. My favorite actor. I don't have a favorite actor because I don't watch enough TV. Trying to think who. Nope, I don't have a favorite actor. I really don't. I wish I did. Um, would I rather have five cars or six houses? Any day, I'd rather have six houses. You realize, like, cars depreciate? It's a depreciating asset. So you rather have uh, houses than cars all the time. You could sell them back, make a ton of money. Um, have I been to Disney? Yes, but I don't like it. I actually only like it for like carrying people's bags and walking around and taking pictures, but I don't like the rides. So it's not my thing. I think a Disney cruise would be more my type of thing rather than a Disney theme park. And if it was a Disney cruise that had Latin dancing, I would be all good as long as it was all food included. Um, Disney and then like dancing, I'd be okay. Oh, you're graduating from college? Go, Weston! Congratulations! We're graduating the same time, different places. Do I have any brothers? Yes. I don't have any sisters. I have five brothers. Hence, I'm single. Do you need anything? Let me know. And do you have an email that I can contact you? You can always hit me up. I'm gonna be going live pretty much 5 days a week in the summer. So I'm gonna be, as soon as I get out of school, really, I'll be live pretty much 5 days a week. So you can always hop in, turn your notifications on, post here, and I'll respond. And I'm also pretty good about responding on my comments. If you make a question or comment there, I normally am good to respond there too. What do you need to pray for? I pray for like discernment, for strength, long life, good health, favor, finances. I ask God for anything I want. I ask God for little things. I ask Him for, like, silly little things. Silly. I ask God for anything. I'm that baby. I'm God's baby. I ask Him for anything I want. My favorite Bible verse. Good question. My favorite Bible verse is, I have a couple. I've got the verse where Jesus left the 99 and went for the one sheep. I love that one. I love John 3:16, for God to love the world that he gave his only begotten son for us. I love that one because, like, this is the epic thing. Like, everybody gets like scared of God, and like, yes, we should have holy reverence for God, but we should just remember what God did for us before, when we were even transgressing him. We were still lying, cheating, stealing, whatever, unbelieving and hating and being unfaithful. God loved us before all of that, and he loved us and made us from the beginning of our moments in the womb. He had a plan for us at that time, and I think that's so special. So those, I love Ephesians 6. Absolutely love Ephesians 6. It's like one of the verses of all times that I love, because Ephesians 6 reminds us that we are in a war, not with friends and family, but it's with powers of the darkness. So it tells us what we're warring with, and it tells us what to do. That's what I love Ephesians 6. So it tells us we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers of the darkness, against rulers in the heavenly places. And then it tells you, put on the, like, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith. It tells you, like, read your Bible, and it says pray with all supplication. So it literally tells you, here's your issue, here's your solution, all in one passage. So Ephesians 6 is one of my greatest of all times. Probably, if I had to throw one out there, it'd probably be that one. Um, what other ones do I love off the top of my head? I love me some Bible though. I love me some Bible. Um, I love the one that typically comes out on like the theme for weddings is like love is um love is kind, love is this, love is that, love is this. Because I read a little bit of a passage on it, and initially you always think of it as a wedding vow, but when I read about it, it was like it was just so deep, and I got new revelation, and it was like, no, this is like how Jesus loves us, and it's just so deep. It's not just wedding vow stuff. It's just so deep. Um, what else do I like in the Bible? Hmm. There's so many things. There's so many things I love. I love the obviously the scriptures on salvation. Um, I love Romans 5 where it talks about the fact that we got in a little pickle because of Adam messed up. So the many, which is all of us, had gotten lost because Adam had the fruit in the garden, and then all of us, the many, we are saved through one man. So we got lost through one man, we got saved through one man. I think that's such a good message because essentially that is the whole Bible. We got lost because of one man, and that's what we need saving from. We need saving from our own selves and from all of this stuff that came through Adam. And we got a savior. Come on, that's an awesome, awesome thing. Um, Thank you, Weston. Thank you for the compliments. What did I have for dinner? I did not eat dinner yet. I know it's awful. It's getting dark and I have not eaten dinner yet. What skincare should I use? I'm gonna sell skincare in the summer. You can buy all of mine. But to be specific, I think it's important to have a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer. If you were to keep it simple, cleanser, toner, moisturizer is what a girl needs. If you're gonna be a little bit extra, you got a little bit extra money, you want to take care of your under eye and make sure that your under eye has at least a little bit of caffeine to help with puffiness. You want to at least make sure you got a little vitamin C under there because that's good for your under eye. And I think a little hyaluronic acid under there because that's gonna help with the sunken look. It's gonna give a little. It helps the fluid kind of build up under where it gets sunk in. So that's gonna overall, if your ingredients have at least those three, a little caffeine, a little hyaluronic acid, and a little vitamin C, you're probably gonna be okay. If you want to add and be extra, a little niacinamide would be nice, a little brightener. That's nice too. But the bare bones is for it to be nice and creamy, and then give you a little bit of vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and caffeine to tighten up your puffiness. As a matter of fact, I don't always do it, but today I put like a little caffeine patch under my eye just because I wanted to be extra. And it feels like, I don't know, it's so nice. I don't like the idea of using the makeup wipes because I think they can be good if you're gonna double cleanse. If you're gonna use that when you've got a heavy makeup day, I think you still need to wash your face. Does that make sense? And if so don't just use the wipe and that's it. It leaves a lot of residue. If you've washed your face and then you do it, I think it's okay. But I just don't do that. I don't use wipes at all anymore. They're a little pricey, and a lot of rubbing on your skin is not necessarily good to keep youthful skin. So you want to be really delicate, especially with your under eye. See, I don't really have wrinkles. You don't want to get them. All the aggressive, crazy stuff that you can do, not really good. So that's what I would say about that. So your skincare routine should be cleanser, toner, moisturizer at the bare minimum. And if you can go extra, I think it's wise to use under eye cream that has at least vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and what's the other one? Caffeine. Just because it's going to help you look awake and not be so puffy and not be sunk in, and you'll look a little bit more awake. So that's bare bones. I think a young woman, 17, 18 needs that. I'm not talking about older girls. I'm talking about when you're young. Cleanser, toner, moisturizer, under eye. If you need it under eye there. As you get older, if you're like in your late 20s, I think you need to start using under eye if you're in your late 20s. I mean, if you're like 27 years old, you need to be using under eye stuff by then. I don't think you need to wait till you're like 35 or wait till you have a wrinkle to start doing that. And you want to take your skincare from top of your forehead all the way to your décolleté. Like take it all the way down to your chest. You also want to use your skincare on the. I always forget this. I'm pretty good about the rest, but I always forget this because your aging doesn't just happen in your face, but it happens in your neck, it happens in your chest, and it happens in the back of your hands. That's how people can tell your age. Even when your face looks otherwise perfect, they can tell with your hands and your neck. So, and you can see the wrinkles on a person's chest. That's how they can tell your age. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh, if you ever met me, you want to take a picture with me? Oh, I love you, Weston. That's so sweet. Oh, what city are you in, Weston? I just want to know. Um, and what would you do if someone dyes your hair as a joke? That's not a funny joke. I would sue them. Actually, the first step is to fix my hair. That's the first step. I mean, I had a bad hair dye. What year was that? That was right before the pandemic. I went to go get my hair dyed, like highlighted to get some blonde highlights. I've been desperately wanting that look for the longest time, and she destroyed my hair. Like she destroyed it. It was bright Halloween orange. She left it in too long. It was the first time I had my hair dye. It was Halloween orange. And then I was like, oh, and then she was like, threw something brown on top of it. And so then it was like auburn. It just was horrible. It was not even close to the color that I wanted. It was like orangey, and it was not at all highlighted with blonde. It just was awful. It was awful. And then I had to get my driver's license done, and I had this driver's license with this horrible picture. Anyways, yeah, eventually you see my hair is dark again. So, whatever. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hang up. Thank you guys for joining. I'm gonna hop back on. I need to eat because I haven't eaten. So I'm gonna eat, and I may hop back on again in like a little bit, but I've got to get food. So talk to you guys later. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe. For folks on TikTok, hop on over to Victory Life Podcast 7603. Be sure to subscribe. Bye everybody. Bye. Bye Weston. Very good questions. Love you.